Bitcoin is about to surprise you with this simple fractal pattern that keeps repeating. Do you see what I see right now in the charts? Hit that subscribe button. We're going to jump straight into it on the fear and greed index. And what we need to do is talk about these bottoms here that we see, these clusters, these fractal patterns. But first, something that will impact your life substantially more, and you have to pay attention. There's only 4 days left. Do not miss out. Go sign up right now. My program, the all-in-one, is going to help you start to dominate your trades, recover your losses, have much less stress, save a ton of time. I have been where you are, and I know how to take you to where I am. My program, take at your own speed. Reach out to me 24/7 with any questions you have. If you like my videos, which I know you do, you will love my program beyond belief, because my program, you're actually going to get my personal strategy that's going to multiply your crypto, even in a bear market. How would it feel to multiply your crypto in this bear market right now? That's what I thought. Go sign up right now. Hit the pause button and go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Did you do it? Pause this video. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Get the all-in-one. That's the one everybody's been raving about for years. Sign up right here. If you have any questions, contact me right here. The clock is ticking. Go sign up right now. Let's get into this. This is something that we covered maybe a month or two ago, probably about 2 months ago now. We were looking at these clusters, right? Bitcoin was coming down from here, and we said to everybody, hey, watch for these clusters. Bitcoin has this ability, this little strange ability to repeat this fractal pattern. When we're in extreme fear, between 10 and 20 is extreme fear. We had a cluster back here in November of 2018. You can see the cluster right here. Even if you know nothing about charts, you can look at this and be like, yep, I see it. That's a big blob. Well, that's a big blob in extreme fear. And that big blob told us something that none of these other ones told us, right? These other ones spent some time in extreme fear, but just a small amount, and they were off to the races. Here, we spent a ton of time. This was different, right? The only other time we did that was here, where we spent a ton of time in extreme fear. None of these other years, we had extreme fear until now. Right? We warned about this a couple months ago. We said, when Bitcoin comes down, watch what it does. And we simply said, and comment if you remember this, we said, if Bitcoin has a lot of time in this extreme fear, it's going to be highly probable that that's where the bottom is going to come in. And we said, if Bitcoin just spends a little bit of time in fear and bounces up, we're probably going to have more downside action. That's what we said a couple months ago. Now, here we are a couple months later. What happened? Bitcoin spent a ton of time down here in the fear and greed and repeated this fractal pattern from this and here. If you want to see on the charts, what did it look like here in December 2018, right? December 2018 was here. That's when we had extreme fear. Day after day after day after day in extreme fear. Comment down below if you remember that video. But we said, look, because we're down here in extreme fear, look at what happened after that. Right? Yeah, we built a little base and then we went to the moon, right? How about in 2020, right? We talked about that other blob right here. This was in 2020 and March, April 2020. Well, that's here, March, April 2020. That's where we had extreme fear, day after day after day. Well, this was the bottom and this was the bottom. How were these fractal patterns different? They were the only ones that spent day after day after day in extreme fear. All these other ones had a little bit of fear and then boom, back up. Come down a little bit of fear, a couple days here, there, fear, boom, bounce back up. Simple. Look for these patterns. You can see it right here. So what does it mean and what do I think? Well, what does it mean is, hey, what we're looking at now is we already spent our time down here and we're starting the fractal pattern where we start to break up. Now, does it mean we're going to break up in price? Let's examine. Because in 2018, when we had this, we started to break up. Right? We started to break up here, which is where we are right about now. We're starting to break out of that pattern and we're starting to have some chop, but bigger picture, uptrend. We're trying to make an uptrend. That's what we're trying to do. But how about in price? because price chopped. Yes, we had fear and greed breaking out, which gave us a signal, but we were ultimately trying to battle this yellow line. And once we went through that yellow line, that's when we went to the moon. Okay. And you can see back here in 2015 also, once we finally got through that yellow line, that was really the calling. That was really the telltale sign. But what Bitcoin is doing right now is it's trying to form an uptrend with the structure of this fear and greed, and it's trying to form a base and an uptrend in the price, right? And you can see, what did it do in 2020? 2020, we didn't spend a whole lot of time down here. We broke back through this yellow line rather quickly, and once we did, and once we confirmed a support, that was off to the races. This yellow line became incredibly important. And you may ask, well, where's that yellow line right now? The bottom of that yellow line is at 31.7K and falling day by day by day. So next week will be even lower. But what Bitcoin is trying to do, it's trying to form a base. Yes, it would love to form an uptrend, but first we need to form a base, and then we need to build up some steam and momentum to head towards this yellow line. And once we get above this yellow line, it's likely that that's going to be the telltale sign that this thing is over and we're off on our next bull run. And it's going to surprise everybody in my estimation. Now, my honest opinion is, like I said a couple months ago, we were looking for how this was going to play out in the fear and greed. And we said it'll play out two ways. Number one, it'll be short-lived in the fear, in the extreme fear, and it'll bounce up. That will mean further downside action. The second way is we said it'll spend a lot of time down here, and that will mark the market bottom, and it will surprise everybody. So here we are a couple months later. We're standing by that, right? We don't often change our tone unless some new facts come in, but the facts remain the same. The data in front of us is the same. We analyze it the same way. It really stands out, and this is what we're looking at to happen next. Hit that subscribe button. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. I want you to be the next Chase, to go from hesitant to 81% gains. You've been thinking about signing up to the courses for a while. This is your day. Massive, massive discount, limited time, 4 days left. The clock is ticking. cryptocrewuniversity.com.